Durag Wisdom here, folks, welcoming you to the second 100 days of the Trump-Putin bastards administration. And today's Earth date is Y2K 17.05.02. So today I'm going to talk to you about the Rachel Maddow show I saw last night. And again, I'm not a sycophant with any of these people I admire. So if I use them, it's only because I enjoy what they're contributing now to this resistance. And when they do something I don't like, I'll criticize them. But it's very, very important that you folks out there, whoever's watching this, has to know. If you're not watching the news, if you can't handle it, if it's like whatever it is, that's what I'm here for. Like, I'm trying to do that stuff for you. Now, the first thing she's talking about is, of course, how incompetent this creep has been, this Trump-Putin creep, about how he's been appointing people to his cabinet, his all these jobs that have to be filled all over the government, which he's failed to do. You're dealing with a mentally ill, psychopathic incompetence. Very dangerous. Now, he had a campaign manager working for him in Washington State. His name is Benton. And what he did to him was, Benton managed to wheedle like $135,000 in fees out of him, and I'm not mistaken. I don't know if it's just for him, but he may have done it also for his wife and his kids. And this guy's a real creep. And what's happening now, what Rachel Maddow does, she gives you all this background about a certain person and area, and then she'll turn around and say, and I've already learned that that person has been assigned someplace to the Trump-Putin birthers, bastards administration. So this guy Benton from Washington, he's going to be in charge of the draft board. They were first going to put him into the EPA, but they figured he had too much baggage. But he's in charge of the draft board, or drafting, the selective service. Now, that's kind of disturbing to me, folks, that they would have somebody assigned specifically to this. I'm sure they've always done that. But, there's so many volunteer soldiers you're going to get. And as this administration murders more and more of them in the wars ahead, it just disturbs me they are considering drafting. And I think that the reason we shouldn't worry about it is once they start drafting, they're going to create another a massive anti-war movement like in the 60s. As long as your neighbors' children are volunteering for whatever reason to do this, you can just sit back, enjoy your TV show. Oh yeah! When I was growing up, everybody was drafted. They were sending people to the military to fight in wars who never even picked up a gun. Okay, now what else do we got? He assigned another creep to his cabinet, to the White House Fellowship Program, and this creep's name is Aldana Was, W-O-S. And when the government shut down, when the G.O. Putins shut down the government during the Obama administration, because, they're bastards, the only program, according to Maddow, that stayed open was the WIC, these, for food for the poor people, for children, these basic needs people need to survive. And everybody complied to this rule. They closed the whole government, but the WIC continued, except in North Carolina, where this Aldana Was shut down payment to these desperate people. And now she's working in our government too. Alright, they're still trying to undo and destroy the Affordable Care Act. And I'm going to tell you, somebody did a nice essay on YouTube about the word Orwellian, and people mistake the word Orwellian to mean something totalitarian. Orwellian means the use of language to hinder thought, to create an atmosphere of totalitarianism. And a great example of Orwellian is the so-called Freedom Caucus. And the Freedom Caucus wants to deny people health care because they love their rich donors. But notice, they use the word Freedom Caucus, and the same Freedom Caucus wants to deny people health care. And they're working very hard to try to destroy any vestige of the Obama administration, because as I know, these people are racist slime and they hate Obama because he was black. But Orwellian, Freedom Caucus, see, they're using this word that is standing for something that's totally the opposite. This Trump-Putin bastards administration is now working on trying to destroy the First Amendment, destroy free speech, by trying to add libel laws to the freedom of the press. So he'll be free to sue or destroy anyone he wants to if they say anything he doesn't like. So he's working very, very hard to try to deal with the First Amendment. Of course, he's also trying to undo the net neutrality, which they're working on, and I spoke about that in yesterday's broadcast. All right, we continue. He put in a contraception skeptic and anti-abortion activist as head of the family planning. Her name is Teresa Manning. And she, again, is an anti-abortion activist. Oh, what a scum. This is what he puts in charge. See, everything the opposite of what they're supposed to stand for. If that isn't Orwellian. Okay. And of course, Trump, Putin, birther continues to compliment dictators whenever he can. And he wants to invite Duterte of the Philippines, a murderer who's bragged that he himself has personally murdered people who he felt were drug dealers or he's murdered or had murdered. By his law, decree 100,000 people so far, and this creep is being invited to the White House, to our country, okay? My country, your country, our country does not stand for human rights violators, but apparently this is what we have in the awful office now. On the environmental front, he has signed executive orders to drill in our pristine Arctic. He wants to destroy the coast of California. He wants to draw oil out of the east. They had a major oil spill in Santa Barbara in California in 1969, and this creep wants to bring back drilling. And finally, the head of the agricultural department, or whoever is the head, I think it's Purdue, they want to mess with school lunches. You know, Michelle Obama, bless her heart, wanted to make sure that children in schools are eating properly. All right? And this creep, this Trump-Putin scum, is trying to make sure that school lunches have plenty of salt, sugar, and no roughage. Get rid of that roughage crap. So that your children, I don't have my own, I wouldn't bring any children into this shithole. Your children can eat trash. Your children can be poisoned. Because of course if Trump rolls back regulations on corporations and they want to pollute your neighborhood stream or destroy whatever they want to destroy, or when you go on public lands, instead of breathing the beautiful air of nature, you're breathing toxic fumes. This is all because of the birther bastard and his Putin oligarch gangster ambitions to destroy our country. And that's the news.